Well, good morning and welcome to Adventures in Awakening, or what do you see today? What did you see today? Awakening is seeing. So maybe I should title it Adventures in Seeing. That's very simple. Therefore we're all awake because we're all seeing. But is it an adventure? Is it a discovery? Is it a surprise? Or is it just seeing the same old thing? Groundhog Day, over and over and over. You see, we're still seeing. But how do you see? That's the question. We're all awake, but how are we awake? That's the question. The title of this talk is Don't Watch the Boxcars. And I wrote this because of a post on Joseph Campbell, a hero with 1,000 faces. I first encountered Joseph Campbell's work in 1970 when I became part of the Light of Yoga Society, which was a little elite yoga society then, and we thought we were going to save the world. And Joseph Campbell was the Bible because he gave you an understanding of mythology and metaphor. Because you see, I start to digress. So let's get back to the boxcars, and so I've been reading Joseph Campbell's works, the hero with 1,000 faces, but primarily the Mask of God. He wrote 4 tomes, extensive study of mythology called the Mask of God. So there was primitive mythology. There was Oriental mythology, which included yoga and Buddhism. There was Occidental mythology, which included the myths of Europe. And there is creative mythology, which is the modern world. And so, I said, and I do, about every 10 years, I reread his books. Of course, I'm 84, so I've read them several times. It seems like I'm just lumping it all together, but I do when I read them over again. And I know you experience this when you read a book you've read, a deep book, not like a novel, but even a novel. But anyway, you read something 10 years later, and you see more in it. You see deeper into it. Now, that was always in the book, but it's kind of like you have deepened. So by seeing deep, if you don't see anything new, you're the same as you were when you read it the first time. If you see deeper into it, then what you're seeing there is a deeper you, a deeper understanding, you see. It's kind of like, I don't know if it seems like it used to be, that with my growing up as a child, and I was growing, and your mother would put you up against the door jamb of the kitchen and stick a ruler up there and mark it. And then you would stand back and say, "Oh, look, I've grown that much." So great works of art are like that. You hear the cat? Get out of here, cat. So great works of art are like that. Oh, I've grown that much, you see. You can, it's a subtle thing. But what about the boxcars? So how do you read works of art, great books, deep books? Well, a good metaphor, and I actually this is very strong. I remember standing at a crossroads, waiting for the train to go by, the boxcars, and every boxcar had a word on it, logo, graffiti, or something. So you're going to read the words. And you have to follow the boxcar long enough so you can read it, and then you go to the next one. And that's all you see. So that's the first time you read a book. You read the words. You get the information. You read the words, But then as you stand there and you stop following the boxcars, and you just hold your mind steady, you stop moving, you see, suddenly you see through the box, because every boxcar has a little space. So every word has a little space, you see. You can read between the lines. Read the space between thoughts. What is that? The space between words. What is that, you see? When you read just the words, there's no space. But if you let your mind be still, you see through the words, and suddenly you see, as clear as day, all the people standing on the other side of the train looking back at you. They're waiting too. So you got you and the people on your side, and you look through the train and you see other people looking back at you. Isn't that interesting? That's kind of, so suddenly, and then the train blurs. The words blur. The train, you can't read the train because your mind's steady and you see through. Now, there's two ways of working with this. There's two sides to it. One is that you see through the words and you see the horizon, you see the fields and the cars and everything. You see clearly. The words are just transparent. But another way of looking, which I'm just working with right now, is that you see these other people looking back at you. So what you're seeing here at a deeper level here, metaphorically of course, is that the other side of the track is you. It's just you. People are there and they're looking at you and you're looking at them. Now, objectively, it's one world, with the train track dividing it. But at a deeper level, you are the world and the world is you. At a deeper level of oneness, you look at the world and the world is looking back at you. You look at the world and you believe at first, well, it's there and I'm here. But at a deeper level, as you begin to read deeper and deeper into the wisdom words you see through the words, and on the other side is you looking back. In other words, you are the world and the world is you at a deeper level, but on a superficial level, you and the world are different. So there's two levels here. It's not like this. Is it this or that? It's like this. Like, what is the hand of one hand clapping? You see? In other words, we think of the world we think of everything as being either or. That is, getting back to my monkey martini, we think of the world as being either this monkey or that monkey. There's two worlds. There's me here, and there's the world there. That's two. But at a deeper level, you are the one that holds the two. On the superficial level, you are here, and the world is there, and they are different. True. But at a deeper level, you are the martini glass, the monkey martini that holds you in the world. You are the one that holds the two. That's seeing through the words. That's seeing through the illusion that there is two, you and the world. That's true, but it's like the waves in an ocean, high, low, this wave, that wave. That's true for the surface understanding. But in the deeper understanding, there's only one ocean. And the one ocean, one being, contains all the twos, you see. So who is the one that contains the two? Well, usually, God, or Jesus, or the self, or Buddha, something. We name something and say, well, that contains the two. But that's still a superficial understanding. That's still on the surface. Who is the one? What is the one that contains the two? Well, it's you. You're it. So if you stop reading the boxcars of the illusion of the world that you're to, it doesn't mean that the world isn't real. That's where we get all screwed up. Oh, it's not real, it's an illusion. That's just naming it as an illusion. That's just naming it. In other words, and say, oh, well, it's the illusion that does this and that. It's empty. That's still just another name. It's still just another boxcar. All you're doing is just reading boxcars. Names. Everything has a name. It's a boxcar. And they're passing by. We read, we think, oh, I finally found the truth. And it's written right on that boxcar. You see? And then we tell everybody what we found. It's just another boxcar. So if you still the mind, you begin to see through the boxcars, and you see yourself looking back. Miracle of miracle. From the beginning, all beings are Buddha. From the beginning, all beings are Buddha. You see. Or, from the beginning, not a thing is. From the beginning, not a boxcar is. Thanks for dropping in.